Welcome to Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered, a journey into the unseen realms of spirituality. Today, we're venturing into a mystery that lingers beyond the grave, the memory of the soul. We can agree or disagree that every faith seems to promise a joyous reunion with the divine, a perfect afterlife. But here's the curious paradox. Almost none of them clearly explain the process of forgetting that seems to be a prerequisite for this spiritual transition. Now ask yourself, why must we forget who we were to become, what we are meant to be? When you look closely at ancient mythologies and sacred texts, a fascinating pattern emerges. In ancient Greece, there was the river Lethe, whose waters souls drank to erase their earthly memories. And in the sacred texts of India, the soul must cross the Vitana River, a frightening passage that purges attachments. The Islamic concept of barzakh describes an intermediate state, a barrier between the physical and spiritual worlds, where the soul awaits its final destiny, detached from its past life. These weren't just isolated stories, they all pointed to a similar idea. A liminal space, a threshold, where souls partake in oblivion before they can be ushered into a new existence. This intentional act of forgetting raises some profound questions. Why must our memories be sacrificed for our spirit to truly flourish? Is our personal identity a burden we must shed? According to many mystics, the answer is a resounding yes. They teach a fundamental truth. No soul can enter the eternal realms weighed down by the ego, by the baggage of personal identity. The concept of heaven, as a place of pure spiritual union, just simply cannot accommodate the individual self, with all its desires, fears, and memories. To truly know God, an experience that transcends our limited human comprehension, one must completely surrender the self. This process of letting go, of surrendering one's identity, is often described as a sacred and sometimes painful journey. In Christian mysticism, it's famously known as the dark night of the soul. And during this spiritual crisis, the individual self begins to dissolve, to break down, leaving only the pure, divine essence to persist in the aftermath. It's not about destroying the soul, but about stripping away everything that isn't essential. So, what if we reframed our entire understanding of death? What if it's not an ending, not a mournful loss, but simply an act of subtraction? Imagine peeling away the layers of an onion. You remove everything that is transient and ephemeral: your name, your job, your relationships, your successes, your failures, until only the core remains. In the spiritual sense, that core is the memory of pure light and divinity, the spark that was always shining within the soul. From this perspective, death isn't a final stop, but a profound transformation. It's a state that allows for a purer, more authentic existence, unencumbered by worldly attachments and the flawed perceptions that defined our human lives. We become free from the very things we spent our lives building. As we explore these ideas together on Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered, I invite you to think about this. Consider the weight of your own identity. What does it mean to you? How attached are you to your name, your history, your personal story? Now, let's imagine a different reality where all of that, everything you believe makes you you, must be released to achieve the ultimate union with the divine. It's a challenging thought, and it leads me to a final question for you to ponder. If the path to eternity, to salvation, required you to forget your own name and everything you've ever been, would you still want it? Would you still call it salvation? Let's continue this quest for understanding together. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the heart of belief.